Alright, hi guys, welcome back to this NBA podcast. ये थोड़ा अलग होने वाला है because मेरे सामने बैठा है मुर्तुजा. He is one of my student by the way from C2C. I'm gonna ask him tough question. तो भाई अगर आप ये podcast देख रहे हो, it will give you a clarity कि आपको brand की तरफ जाना है MBA में, या आपको learning के ऊपर focus करना है. अगर आप first year MBA अभी जाने वाले हो, आपको कुछ advices हम देने वाले हैं. Plus मैं मुर्तुजा को ये भी पूछूंगा कि मुर्तुजा ने IIM वाइजैक क्यों छोड़ा, IIM अमृतसर क्यों छोड़ा, केजे सोमया क्यों छोड़ा, वेलिंगर क्यों छोड़ा, और जिम भी शायद इसका हो ही जाता. बट ये सब छोड़ छाड़ के मुर्तुजा went on to join BIM Trichy. Honestly, Murtuza, this is kind of shocking because a lot of people would have got settled for IIM brand या फिर maybe KJ वाला या Wellinger वाला brand, but you chose BIM, right? But before I move to that level, I would love to understand कि भाई ये IIM वगैरह क्यों छोड़े आप?
Hi sir. So first of all, it's great to be here. So sir, the thing happened is that IIMs में मुझे बहुत specialization course मिल रहे थे. I cleared IIM Amritsar and IIM Vizag, and I got very specialization courses of those colleges. And while they might be respectably good and they might be industry standard, they are not something that I see myself doing. And I think that was very clear when I started MBA. कि if I get a core PGDM course, then I would have absolutely considered those things. But no, those were specialization courses, so obviously I had to pivot my thought process in that. Afterwards, I applied for other non-IIM colleges like KJ and Wellinger, and I cleared those as well. I cleared Wellinger Mumbai and Bangalore as well, and usme as well as BIM Trichy, and then made a comparison of things. I just saw that what parameters are fitting me, and that's what that's my basis of selection.
But you know what, Murtuza, I'm sorry to interrupt you. What something comes to my mind is basically अगर देखा जाए, I am Vizag, I am अमृतसर, ये दोनों भी अगर हम बात करेंगे BBM से जो बहुत ज्यादा ग्रो कर रहे हैं फिर, राइट? अगर मैं एक इंडियन मेंटेलिटी के बारे में बात करूं, जो स्टूडेंट कम्युनिटी है, मैं गारंटी के साथ कह सकता हूं that lot of people won't mind joining अमृतसर and Vizag. Doesn't matter भाई उनको क्या प्रोग्राम मिल रहा है, they'll be like सर मैं चले जाऊंगा, मुझे बस IIM का ब्रांड चाहिए, फिर वो अमृतसर होवे या वाइजैक होवे. I would love to understand, like as a smart guy like you know, some with some work ethics and you know being a very good academically 878 and all that. भाई तूने क्यों नहीं, ऐसा क्या रीजन था कि तुमने फिर BIM के लिए अप्लाई?
So with experience comes a lot of clarity of thought, and I think 8 point पे, if you're not getting the course if you're not getting the course in the path that you have chosen, so why would you settle for something that you don't want, you have not planned for yourself? Why will you not give yourself that chance? That's the core ideology that I live by. And IIM अमृतसर और वाइजैक में मुझे, like I mentioned, मुझे बहुत specialization courses मिल रहे थे, and I think many people would go for it, but it comes down to कि are you running behind a brand, or are you going behind the opportunities and the learnings that comes with an MBA? So there are enormous amounts of places that are not IIM, that are not, you don't have to settle for learning. Learning can happen anywhere. That's my core belief to it.
Okay, again, my question to this. Let's say I buy this point कि तेरा IIM हो गया था, तूने छोड़ दिया because तेरे को स्पेशलाइज्ड प्रोग्राम मिल रहा था. What's up with KJ Som and Welling? Again, brilliant colleges, you know, doing fantastically good. बॉम्बे में है. Thought process अलग होता है बच्चों का. ये मुझे, you're a Bombay, if I'm not.
No sir, I'm from Ahmedabad.
अच्छा ठीक है, cool है. So बाजू बाजू में वैसे देखा जाए तो कुछ ज्यादा दूर नहीं है, 4-5 घंटे का है. But somebody would say that, you know, probably I'll shift to Bombay यार, मैं अपने घर आते रहूंगा, है ना? And KJ again, you know, very good brand, you know, very good. अब मुझे एक बात बताओ कि चलो हम ब्रांड के बारे में बात ना करें, बट इनको क्यों अपने you know छोड़ा and BM में अपने सिलेक्शन लिया, and फिर अंदर जाके क्या चीज है जो आपने किया because of which you feel that today, you know, I'm proud of my decision. Now let's get to the details of it.
Sure, sir. So before you join an MBA college, I think you have to set a few parameters for yourself. And I think if you refer to a lot of YouTube videos, if there's a lot of resources, there's a lot of, even if you go to your mentors, they will tell you that you have to set a few parameters based on which you choose a college. And now I'm not denying the fact that KJ and Wellinger are fantabulous colleges, and even if I would have gone there, I would have not regretted my decisions. But what I do consider is that BIM has one very unique advantage that is not there in KJ and Wellinger, which is that small cohort size. Now surprisingly, BIM has only 120 students in its whole MBA cohort. So along with my batch as well as the senior batch, there was only 240 students in the whole of the campus.
Right.
Now with that small of a cohort comes the fact that anyone and any person you interact with, you meet them on a regular basis, and that's how connections are built. MBAs are about building connections. I think you yourself, you might know this, that when you go to an IIMs, the connection, the cohort that comes with it is something that is another USP that comes with MBA. So that's what my thought process was, that if I'm connected to, if I'm meeting only 120 people for 2 years, imagine the connections that I can build, and those connections last for a lifetime. So why not? And with 120 students comes the fact that you are not lost in a crowd, but you're part of a group where you get attention. And I think in an MBA, you have to be the person who is under a spotlight. You have to be the person who learns faster. You have to be a person who learns with a cohort, and that's how you develop yourself.
Okay, चलो अभी ब्रांड के बारे में हमने बात किया. नाउ माय अनदर क्वेश्चन, दिस इज गोना बी रियली टफ, डोंट माइंड इट. तो बीआईएम लेके आपने अंदर गए, आपने 1 साल वहां पे बिताया है, यू नो, अभी तक क्या फोड़ा, अभी तक क्या लर्निंग किया जिससे तुझे लगता है कि यू नो मुर्तजा, व्हेन यू लुक बैक you still very firmly say that, you know what, Ketan sir, again I was right, you know, when I left all these colleges, and BIM has been, you know, really fantastic for me. So you tell me your journey in the first year of your MBA. क्या फोड़ा?
Sure, sir. So, so I will not sugarcoat it. With coming to the first year of an MBA college, it's going to be hard. There will be a ton of assignments. There will be classes at times that you don't want to go to classes. You will have to attend it, and there's no alternative to those things. But my journey has been some sort of a roller coaster. I got inspired to do a lot of experiments. So one of the experiments that I have done in BIM is that me, along with 2 of my colleagues, started a small QSR, quick service restaurant, inside this with the permission of our director Asid Barma sir. And
what is that?
he installed quick service restaurant. Yes, sir. So we just started a small, like it was a stall kind of thing, but it just progressed into something amazing. And it was something that we did not expect to get such a good response, and we were shocked by that. And it was a learning experience, and I did that just because I wanted to experiment to understand that एक छोटा business कैसा चलता है. You go out, तुम एक चाय वाले के पास जाते हो, you go to a momo वाला, you go to a पानी पूरी वाला, and you understand कि क्या ही करते हो लोग अलग. But trust me, it's a different experience altogether when you're running it yourself. Other than that, yes, absolutely. Those key learnings that you get with practical experiences is something. And along with that, I have got, by God's grace, managed to keep a good enough CGPA in my MBA journey. And I have you learn a lot through the case studies that come with the lessons that come with the classes that come with it. All you have to do is keep your mind open enough, and do not be afraid of using tools that comes along with it. So you'll get a lot of frameworks, you'll get a lot of lessons, and plus you will get the fact that you have a lot of technology around you, ChatGPT and all of this. Use those things to your advantage, not as a replacement, but as an advantage, and your learning will just 10x. And during this tenure of mine, me along with two of my friends, we pitched a product idea to we got access to venture capitalists thanks to our professors. We pitched our idea to people who are investors, and currently we are building the product, and we are actually interning for the company, and we are building the product at the same time for the.
That's super good, man.
So that has been my journey for the first year.
कुछ डील वगैरह क्रैक हुआ, कुछ फंडिंग वगैरह मिला स्टार्टअप के लिए?
No, sir. Currently, it's in the model building phase. So, chal raha hai abhi. Hopefully, we'll be able to launch something out of it in a workable product.
Perfect. But I think, you know, this is what I wanted to add on कि अगर आप MBA कर रहे हो और अगर आपका दिमाग, you know, business front पे नहीं चल रहा है, फिर MBA का क्या फायदा? Because, you know, during even our days, when we were doing it, like अगर मान लो अगर आप कहीं पे जैसे आपने मोमोज के बारे में बात किया, कुछ वगैरह, you know, जो लगते हैं छोटे-छोटे स्टॉल्स, आपका दिमाग वैसे काम करने लगता है. जैसे if you go and watch a movie, then you think about it कि यार इसकी कैपेसिटी कितनी है, कितने लोग यहाँ पे आते होंगे, है ना? क्या रेवेन्यू ये बनाते होंगे, इनकी कॉस्टिंग क्या होगी, इनका मार्जिन क्या होगा. सो आई थिंक समवेयर एमबीए मतलब डिपेंड करता है कि तुम किस टाइप के स्टूडेंट हो. अगर तुमको यू नो ऐश करनी है एमबीए में तो ये सब तुम्हारे दिमाग में नहीं आएगा. बट जेन्युइनली अगर तुम पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, एमबीए का यूज कर रहे हो, तो हर एक चीज में तुम बिजनेस ढूंढोगे, हर एक चीज में तुम रेवेन्यू, कॉस्ट, प्रॉफिट मार्जिन वगैरह वगैरह सब चीजें सीखोगे. यही एक अलग मजा होता है एमबीए का, बिकॉज़ इट चेंजेस योर थॉट प्रोसेस कंप्लीटली एंड यू एज अ पर्सन इवेंचुअली. ओके, coming back to this one straight up question for you. I've been to BIM Trichy. I know a lot of folks from BIM Trichy, etc. But I would still love to understand, you know, you being a student of BIM Trichy currently right in there, I believe that it's a very, very underrated beast, right? So you tell me why somebody should be looking at BIM Trichy as a better option, because you have left all these good colleges for BIM Trichy. So I'm very sure तुमने कुछ ना कुछ देखा होगा, इसकी वजह से मैं यहाँ पे आया हूँ. So give us a little more idea about your placements, you know, your admissions, maybe the leadership, the professors, infrastructure, anything that comes in your mind, Murtuza, because I want you to help kids out there.
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, it's a very it's a yeah, as you rightly mentioned, that BIM is a little bit of an underrated college, but surprisingly BIM has been standing for almost 41 years, me being the 41st batch, and we're expecting a whole new cohort of fresh graduate people coming into the campus. Along with that, we should also understand that BIM has a fantabulous alumni base. So with 40 years, 41 years comes the fact that you have a very strong alumni base, and BIM has been at the top front of the faculty members. The management of BIM has always been at the top to make sure that their alumni are connected with the campus. The alumni don't feel disconnected once they have passed out of the campus. So that is one very key essential thing that our director, Dr. Asid K. Burma sir, has been striving towards. He himself is an IIM Ahmedabad professor, alumni. So he's trying to implement a lot of systems and policies that are followed in IIM Ahmedabad, and he's trying to make sure that BIM rises to that challenge. Along with the fact that BIM is very transparent in what it does. So if you look at the website of BIM, the placement reports are right there, and it's not something that we can fabricate. Me being the PR committee member of the campus knows that we cannot fabricate whatever is being put out there, because all of it is crystal audited, and they don't leave stones unturned. This is something that we have to be very we have to these this is something that we as MBA students are supposed to look at, that how is
Right.
the alumni base, how are the
Pe-
professors and all that.
Yeah,
Yes
just
sir.
to add on here for the benefit of the audience. So guys, if you go to the placement report now, VIM Trichy का आपको दिखेगा कि placement report जो है वो audited है by CRISIL, and this auditing का जो standard है that is by the IPRS, which
Yes sir.
is again IIM Ahmedabad का brainchild. So अगर आप देखोगे, I think जब मेरी असित सर से बात हुई थी तब उन्होंने कहा था कि then this is what we are trying to do. And एक चीज मैं again point out करना चाहूंगा, Murtuza, do you guys also have this dream application? Because I think placement head also
Yes
told
sir.
me IIM
Yes.
अहमदाबाद में होता है ड्रीम एप्लीकेशन। क्या होता है गाइस, मैं आपको बताता हूँ। मान लो अगर आप एक अच्छे बच्चे हो और आपको मान लो 15 लाख की जॉब लगी है, और एक 20 लाख की आपको जॉब लगी 15 लाख की, और मान लो 10 दिन के बाद या 20 दिन के बाद ना एक कंपनी आती है कैंपस पे जिसकी पैकेज है 20 लाख, और आपको लगता है कि यार आपकी प्रोफाइल बढ़िया है उसके लिए, और आप उसके लिए बैठना चाहते हो। यूजुअली क्या होता है, किसी भी कॉलेज में अगर आप जाओगे, इवन टॉप ऑफ द टॉप कॉलेजेस, ब्लैकी वगैरह छोड़ छाड़ के अगर आप जाओगे उन कॉलेजेस केजे वगैरह में, तो बोलेंगे कि भाई तेरा प्लेसमेंट हो गया ना, अब तू प्लेसमेंट से निकल जा। अभी कोई भी अच्छा बुरा कंपनी आएगा, तुम नहीं बैठ सकते हो, यू आर आउट ऑफ द प्लेसमेंट प्रोसेस बिकॉज यू गॉट प्लेस्ड नाउ। बट आई थिंक जो IIM अहमदाबाद में होता है ड्रीम एप्लीकेशन, जहां पे आप मल्टीपल कंपनीज को अप्लाई कर सकते हो जिसकी पैकेज ज्यादा है या फिर जिसकी प्रोफाइल आपके साथ सिंक्रोनाइज होती है, ये अभी भी चलता है अभी IIM तिरछी में, मुर्तुजा?
Yes, sir. Yeah, BB. This is something that our placement team always strives towards, because वो समझती है कि if you've applied to an opportunity, that does not mean that you should stop at that point. Obviously it is up to your caliber and potential and your judgment कि should you move forward as a student. But the placement team will always try to support you, saying that okay, you have cracked X as a package. Let's try to crack X plus 2, and you do your best. So obviously it comes down to your decision as a student as well, that you have to be very frank with it yourself, that क्या मुझे वो role चाहिए, क्या मुझे वो package चाहिए, क्या मुझे वो company चाहिए, and if yes, then go for it. There is no stop.
But you know what, from a mentor's point of view, हम इतने सारे कॉलेजेस देखते हैं, इतने सारे कॉलेजेस को हम रिव्यू करते हैं वगैरह वगैरह, आई थिंक बहुत कम बी स्कूल्स ऐसे हैं, टियर 1 कैटेगरी में भी, टियर 2 कैटेगरी में भी, टियर 3 में तो इम्पॉसिबल है, बट टियर 2 कैटेगरी में जहाँ पे बीएम है, ऐसे बहुत कम बी स्कूल्स है जो ड्रीम एप्लीकेशन देते, बिकॉज बहुत सारे कॉलेजेस को एज अ स्टूडेंट इट्स लाइबिलिटी, एक बार हो गया भाई निकल जाओ, बाकी बच्चों के लिए कंपटीशन मत। बट आई थिंक आई रियली appreciate the fact that कि for the fact that Sid said it from IIM Ahmedabad, 1986 बैच मेरे ख्याल से, तो ये चीजें हो रही है। So guys, if you're somebody who really like this kind of thing, then BIM Trichy can be a good option. Let's talk a little bit about your peer group. Is it filled with South India? Because बहुत सारे बच्चे कहते हैं सर BIM Trichy में है, it's south part of the country, फिर कैसे होगा? And भाई तू तो अहमदाबाद से साउथ में गया, मतलब एकदम अपोजिट हो गया। तो how is it, food and all that? Let's talk about it.
Sir, there is an adjustment period. I will not lie about that. But they are very cognizant of the fact कि यहाँ पे सिर्फ वो बच्चे नहीं आ रहे जो साउथ में रहते हैं. There are people who are coming from north, and I think approximately 20 to 25 students are from north and non-southern parts of the country. So they are very aware of the fact and they try to include everything. So even if the festivals are also, there are a lot of there are a lot of North Indian and South Indian festivals that are celebrated in the campus. There are food events, there are even the mess food in such a way that सबको include करे कि you won't feel left out. And the myth about a North Indian not being able to adjust in the South is a little, I think, skewed, because to be honest, I have an amazing cohort of people who have both north from the north as well as the south. And when you interact with these sort of people, you will just understand these boundaries are just within your head. You don't have to worry about this. Once you're in the deep end of the pool, you will swim, you will jump ahead, no issues.
True that. ये काफी अच्छी चीज लगी. By the way, I'll tell you, there are students inside BIM Trichy from Maharashtra, and it's a decent number.
Yes, sir.
By the way, ठीक है, cool है. Last question for the day. A lot of juniors of yours, or probably if I look at a pan India level, right? बहुत सारे बच्चे अभी first year में जाने वाले हैं. कुछ tier 2 जाएंगे, कुछ tier 1, कुछ tier 3 जाएंगे, right? You've been there, you've done with your first year of MBA. What sort of advice you want to give it to them? Is MBA all about partying, having fun and relaxing, chilling, or there's a different side to it? I mean, any comments from your side for these youngsters?
Sir, it's a journey that you have to be you have to be true to yourself, to be honest. So आप अगर MBA में जा रहे हो, तो be sure that you are the person who goes in there to come out 10x than what you were. Now
Actually.
that does not mean that stop yourself from having fun. Go out with friends, go meet people, have fun. But along with that, be very intentful about how you're learning what you're learning. So जब पढ़ाई के time आए, तो just buckle down and finish things out. And trust me, the whole experience is going to be amazing for you, because you will come out with a group of friends that are going to be family to you in a couple of years. So with that comes the fact that आप जाओ MBA में, you study hard, you party harder whenever you get the chance, and just enjoy the ride.
Okay, last on the closing note, brand versus learning. What one should be picking up long term perspective से कि सर 15 साल में फोड़ना है ना जिंदगी में, क्या चूज करें, ब्रांड या लर्निंग?
सर मैं तो equity वाला बंदा हूँ. So I think long term. So I feel that a brand helps you launch to from the current platform you are at. It is a given reality of life that अगर मेरे पास एक IIM का tag है, so I will launch higher than where if I were a non-IIM guy. But the true fact is that when you're flying in space, it's a marathon. So if you run out of fuel, you're out. So the best thing you can do is that leverage wherever you are, no matter where you are, leverage where you are to get to a better position, and then keep that cycle up. You go to position X plus 1, keep leveraging that position to go to X plus 2, and so on. And within 10 years, you will not even know where you stand, because the people from IIM as well as people from non-IIMs are going to be at a position that you maybe at a very senior position. Everyone is just seniors, everyone is just a cohort. It could be IIMs, non-IIMs, and everyone will just be a connection to you. So I think that focus on learning, and be very cognizant of the skills that you pick up.
Just to add on, what Murtuza had said rightly, I was on the campus a couple of months back, and I had this privilege to meet a couple of alumni of BIM Trichy, passed out in 2000, by the way. So ये जो 2000 वाला जो बैच था, उस टाइम पे अगर आप देखोगे 25 साल पहले, BIM is like what, like 40 years old now. अगर आप 38, 39 years old now, आप देखोगे उस 25 साल, मतलब BIM एस्टैब्लिश होके 13 साल के बाद या 14 साल के बाद जो भी बैच आया, यार वो लोग 25 साल के बाद अगर आप आज देखोगे, some of them are heading companies. They are like Southeast Asia head. There is one guy I met, I don't remember his name, maybe Karthik, I guess. वो दुनिया में top 50 most influential voices में आते हैं in the domain of artificial intelligence. तो अगर मैं बात करूं brand versus learning के बारे में, learning मतलब खुद का potential कि तुम कितना फोड़ सकते हो जिंदगी में. I am of the opinion कि brand matter करता है, but as he said that you should never run out of fuel, right? Because it's a marathon. So that fuel is nothing but your own learning, your own potential. You can increase your potential by learning a lot of stuff. And I was surprised in a good way कि यार 25 साल पुराने जो बंदे जहां से निकले BIM से, आज वो दुनिया की top notch companies में काम करते हैं. I think just that BIM don't really talk a lot about these things, but it was a good experience for me. So again, I second the fact that either you go for a brand, but you have to have potential. Even if you're not with the brand, you have to have your own potential. So that potential and learning should be on. Murtuza,
I think, sir,
thank you
I would
so.
like to just add one more thing. I would just like to add one more thing. While you're in an MBA college, keep
Hmm,
experimenting with things.
right.
There'll be a lot of classroom sessions. There will be a lot of case studies that you'll be going through. But I think the one thing that you can't stop doing is keep experimenting with things. Keep experimenting with ideas and small experiments. You don't need to invest a lot of time and energy and money into it. But keep experimenting with small ideas, and trust me, you will be one of the differentiators because people are scared of experimenting. If
Exactly.
you want to be open to experiments, if it fails, it's just a data point for you. That's how an MBA should operate. So be sure to do that.
Nice. That was good one. Cool. Murtuza, thank you so very much for giving some time. And so Murtuza was with us, with C2C, and I thought I met him on the campus. I was like, let's do a podcast. And there is a lot, that's can learn. And I'm happy, that you're doing really good.
Thank
Wish
you,
you all
sir.
the best, and thank you so much for giving some time,
Thank
Murtuza.
you so much, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye.